am Binti Mokhozi.
Hi, I am Emilia Cristina Binti Alison.
Hi, my name is Ong Li Ting.
We will introduce advanced technologies in medical field.
Audio Jungle.
Good morning. Once in a generation, they are so revolutionary that can make people's life change forever. For type 1 diabetes sufferer, the time is now. There are millions of people around the world that have suffered diabetes, which in a majority, they are suffer type 2 diabetes. But there is an important minority have suffered type 1 diabetes. Contrary to popular belief, type 1 diabetes is not a childhood disease. It can occur in every age, every size, every shape, and in every races of the people. In fact, there are more adults suffer type 1 diabetes than children. For type 1 diabetes sufferer, they cannot produce insulin. So now the FDA have approved the first artificial pancreas in the world. The device is an automated insulin pump, which called Minimax 670G.
One company is a device that monitors blood sugar levels to below inject insulin dose necessary at all times. From now on, any U.S. person with type 1 diabetes over 14 years you can buy and use this solution. People affected by diabetes do not produce enough insulin, and to solve the problem must be constantly measuring their levels to then inject the doses needed, also manually according to the results of each measurement. Carelessness when monitor or inject insulin can end up being very serious. With the Minimed 670G, that monitoring is performed automatically every 5 minutes, and as indicated in the FDA, this allows to offer type 1 diabetics more freedom to live their lives without having to monitor constantly and manually glucose levels than administered insulin. The device consists of a sensor attached to the skin and is responsible for measuring glucose levels, a pump, and also adheres the catheter to inject insulin. In the final test, the 123 participants did not report any serious adverse effect on those people.
Now, Professor Giniji Dahayaga has developed a type of smart stent. Smart stent is a device used medical grade stainless steel and looks similar to the most common steel stent. Researchers say it can be implanted using current medical procedure without modification. 1 in the 3 patients receiving stent will experience rest stenosis, the renewed narrowing of the artery because of blood buildup or scarring from the surgery. This could lead to the more heart issue over time. Smart stent implant is to keep clogged artery open and prevent a heart attack. This smart stent monitor any changes, no matter how small, in the blood flow through the artery. It also can be wireless transmit the data for the early detection of rest stenosis. Researchers believe that it could help doctors monitor their patient health more easily and offer treatment.
When a blood vessel in the heart becomes clogged with plaque, the consequence is coronary artery disease, a common cardiovascular condition that affects millions of people around the world. A prime cause of heart attacks, coronary artery disease is commonly treated with tiny metallic mesh tubes called stents. Each stent is mounted on a balloon, advanced to the diseased arterial segment, and then deployed by expanding the balloon, compressing the plaque against the artery wall, propping the vessel open and restoring blood flow. All but the stent is removed. Most stents release a drug that reduces inflammation and tissue growth to prevent the vessel from re-narrowing, and historically, stents have been made of metal. The absorbed stent from Abbott is different. It initially works like a metallic stent and releases a drug to prevent the vessel from re-narrowing. But the absorbed stent isn't made of metal. It's made of a naturally dissolving material called polylactide, similar to dissolving stitches. As the vessel begins its restorative process, the absorbed stent slowly metabolizes to water and carbon dioxide, two elements that occur naturally in the body. After 3 years, the device is completely dissolved, and the vessel can remain open on its own, without need of support. Without a permanent metallic implant left behind, a vessel treated with the absorbed stent has the ability to move, flex, and pulsate naturally, while continuing to supply the heart with the oxygen-rich blood it needs.
Hai kanak-kanak, jangan lupa menonton aksi hebat ini bersama Apollo. Oleh Apollo, Naruto enak selalu.
Welcome back.
Venipuncture issues still happen in Malaysia. Can we have Farah to report?
Venipuncture issue, which is an issue about puncture of a vein as a part of a medical procedure, typically to withdraw a blood sample or for an intervention injection (IV). The carelessness of medical officer that fail to find blood vessel give a pain and critical damage to the patient. Even though the issue had been reported so many times, but they still got no action about that. Patient always complain about the unsuccessfulness to insert IV for the first time. Right now, the patients no need to stress no more because the Prisma Medical Holding had discovered and developed a new technology which is the VenViewer Flex. This technology is capable of providing an image solution for the entire vascular access procedure, and it's used to aid venipuncture and avoid complications.
Imagine the value of a device that could see through a patient's skin and provide you a real-time digital map of their vessels, greatly reducing needle stick attempts and access time for procedures. Imagine the even greater value of a device that could help identify hidden valves and bifurcations, as well as visualize refill and flushing of veins and potentially help avoid infiltrations. Delivering an image you can trust to help you choose the most appropriate catheter size for improved dwell times. VenViewer can also assist in visualizing the reaction of the vessel during the procedure. See a rolling vein. See fluid flushes to check patency, potentially helping you avoid an infiltration or extravasation. Post-access, VenViewer is the only vein illumination device that can help you recognize a hematoma forming from a burst or punctured vessel, giving you the information you need to take action and potentially prevent additional complications.
The subcutaneous venous map. The image is captured by an infrared camera. It is processed and projected back over the same spot on the skin almost in real time. It can show veins as deep as 8 millimeters. This was initially developed for finding veins, helping labs and hospitals to collect blood and establishing lines to inject medications. By using the VenViewer, the impression we have as we examine the patient's leg is that the VenViewer was developed specifically for phlebology.
By using the device to map vessel patterns pre- and post-treatment, VenViewer can provide immediate information about the success of the procedure.
Okay, by adopting VenViewer Flex, it will reduce and improve the first stick success rate, and it also will reduce the patient pain in venipuncture. Okay, back to the studio.
Thank you, Farah. Okay, for the next headline, the receiver web sampler has been designed with patient comfort and safety as a top priorities. It detects that kind of multi-compound that early markers for disease. Allstar Medical has introduced to us how they're using this technology to diagnose disease for some people life.
So patients in clinic put the device on, breathe normally. This learns what their breath profile looks like, and after a minute or so starts to sample chemicals coming from breath. And it can do this either from lower airways, upper airways, and what it does is trap and store the chemicals in cartridge.